Hello everyone, ARG back with some more Franchise Hockey Manager 8, and today we are going to be playing some more of that Ottawa Senators alternate universe that I am into now. It's been a while. I took a little break and then I went on vacation, so it's been a minute since I've played any games or streamed any games or recorded anything or shown my face online or offline or anything. But it looks like I am back for more. Now, hopefully you are ready for more as well. So... prior to coming live here, I chose my lineup to start this season. Not a whole lot of surprises or anything like that. Now, of course, the big acquisition is that trade that I made for Dougie Hamilton. So, that's going to be my lineup to start the season. I have a couple guys that are day-to-day. I'm hoping that they're going to be fine by the start of the first game that we play, which is in 8 days. That should be enough to get those guys at least to a playable injury, I'm hoping. So in net, we're going to have Matt Murray and Philip Gustafsson. Unlike what the Sens did in real life. So today is, the trade deadline in real life for the NHL. The Sens made some moves. So unlike in real life, I did not retain the services of Anton Forsberg. So I'm going to have Matt Murray and Philip Gustafsson in net. On D, I'm going to have Olden, Shabbat, Brandstrom, Hamilton, Lassie Thompson, Artem Zub, and Cal Foot. Another addition that I made to the team is Nino Niedreiter, so he's going to be there with Brady Tkachuk, Alex Formenton, Nick Paul, Tim Stutzel, Tyson Jones, which I acquired in a trade with Colorado, Mason Shaw that I got on waivers last year, Josh Norris, Shane Pinto, Connor Brown, Austin Watson, Igor Sokolov, Adam Gaudette, that is maybe a little bit overpaid for what he can bring, but I'm taking a gamble here. And then, of course, Drake Batterson. So, let's get this thing going, see where we are going with this. Hopefully straight to the Stanley Cup Finals. It's okay to have ambitions, folks. Alright, let's get moving. I don't know if I'm going to get somebody on waivers. We'll see. Of course, unlike the Sens in real life, I held on to Nick Paul as well. Alright, so Clark, Bishop, Oscar, Steen, Parker, Kelly, and Jonathan Aspiro need to clear waivers. I'm good with that. I mean, I like Parker, Kelly, and everything, but I'm going to take the risk that he's not going to get claimed. Alright, now there's going to be a whole lot of players on waivers. Oh, there's a lot of news here. Alright, so Sokolov is feeling better already. That's good. Michael Rasmussen has been put on waivers by Detroit. Jarrett Anderson Dolan. Colton Point. Mark Jankowski. Nate Thompson. Alex Galchenyuk. Nick Bustad, Alex Boggy-Boulet, Zach Sanford. I traded Zach Sanford for Tyson Jost, and now here he is on waivers. I could claim him back if I wanted to. Jesper Boquist, Cal Clutterbuck, Chris Weidman, Karel Vejmelka, Lawson Krause, Anthony Shaw, Adam Werner, Connor Ingram, Kenny Agostino, Colin Blackwell, John Quenville, Joy Decord. Oh, there's been a trade between Toronto and Buffalo. Toronto traded Ilya Mikheyev for a third-round draft pick, so Mikheyev is now in Buffalo. Trade between Philadelphia and Dallas. Scott Lawton goes to Dallas for a first round draft pick. Wow. Trade between Vegas and Calgary. Braden McNabb goes to Calgary for a fourth round draft pick. And Justin Danforth has been waived in Seattle. Alright, so let's take a look at all that those people. Yeah, I don't know that I want anybody in there. Maybe Lawson Krause could be nice. Kind of an upgrade on Austin Watson. I'm gonna put a claim on him. I'm fine with waiving Austin Watson if I have to. And I think the money works. I guess if it doesn't, they're gonna tell me. I'm not paid to think about money. I'm paid for wins. That's all that matters. Let's see what they say here. Mitch Van de Sample was claimed off waivers. Jesper Selgren. Michael Rasmussen was picked up by the Oilers. They also got Blake Lizotte from the Kings. Oh, I did win my claim on Lawson Krause. Alright, Sokolov and Brandstrom are feeling better. Oh, John Tavares has been put on the block in Toronto. They're finally waking up, huh? And there's been a trade between the Blackhawks and the Red Wings. Ryan Carpenter goes to the Red Wings for Giovanni Smith. Sam Anas has been waived by Detroit. And Ryan Carpenter, who was just acquired from in a trade, has been put on waivers. I wish those situations would stop happening. Oh dear God, Ryan Carpenter is paid $4.4 million. Why? Alright. Yeah, I don't want anybody there. Now I need to make room for my new acquisition, Lawson Krause. I guess I can send Shane Pinto down. He's not done developing. He's still kind of young. Can put Austin Watson on waivers. I think that's what I'm gonna do. There we go. Alright, so I might have upgraded Austin Watson with Lawson Krause. I think that's a pretty good trade-off. If you were to ask me, and obviously if you ask me, I'm going to say yes, because I'm the one who just made that move. Funny how that works. So today I'm planning to do only October. It is a weeknight. I tend to be a little bit more busy on those nights. Otto Sumpi has been put on waivers by the Lightning. Sokolov is recovered. Brandstrom is almost completely back. And Lawson Krause wants number 67, and he's gotten it. Lucky him. And did somebody claim our friend Austin Watson? Nope. Austin Watson is going to be paid to play in the American Hockey League. Alright, we have our first game here in 4 days. I think the season starts like today or something. We just start late. We're slow starters. Hopefully not record-wise, but we're going to be playing some pretty good teams to start the season. I looked at the schedule. There's a few decent teams on our path. Oof, a whole lot of more waivers here. Alright. Andreas Johnson, Connor Carrick, Logan Stanley, Pat Maroon, Radko Gudas, Gavrikov, Valimaki, Christian Reichel, Kevin Stenlund, and Carson Soucy. Not gonna claim any of those guys. Alright, Eric Brandstrom is ready to play. Trade between Toronto and Arizona. Justin Hall goes to the Coyotes for a 3rd round draft pick. And then a trade between the Bruins and the Kings. The Kings are sending a 5th round draft pick to the Bruins for John Moore. Andreas Johnson is being waived by the Flyers. He hopes to come back, apparently. And so I guess... Is today the start of the season? I don't know. I know nothing. I don't know things. I'm not paid to know things. I'm just paid for wins. I already said that. Right, Adam Laurie has been put on waivers by the Jets. So as Brendan Dillon. Alright, the NHL season preview. With the National Hockey League season about to get underway, the early Stanley Cup favorites appear to be Colorado, led by center Nathan McKinnon. General manager Joe Sakic has built a squad that will be the team to beat this year, but he can expect challenges from Kyle Dubas, Toronto Maple Leafs, and Boston, featuring winger David Pastrnak. Among the dark horses, Edmonton stands out as a possible challenger with a big season by Connor McDavid capable of pushing them into contender status. The scoring race will likely see Edmonton's Connor McDavid challenged by Leon Draisaitl of Edmonton and Toronto's Austin Matthews. The top defenseman in the league is generally considered to be Colorado Avalanche blue liner Cale Makar, with Tampa Bay's Victor Edmond and Adam Fox of New York also in the running. Finally, among goaltenders, Winnipeg's Connor Hellebuck stands out as the league's best, while New York Rangers netminder Igor Shesterkin and Frederick Anderson of Carolina can also steal games for their teams. Again, we are completely the underdogs here. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Alright, so maybe that it didn't start until today. So maybe we're starting at the same time as everybody else after all. That would be the first time in my life that I've been wrong about something. Pretty sure I've been right about absolutely everything up to this point. Okay, alright, so we are in Florida to play against the Panthers. Too bad that Kel is not online right now, because I'm playing his team first thing here to start the season. Let's take a look at the Panthers, what the Panthers could look like next season. Alright, so Bobrovsky and Spencer Knight in net, Uyghur Montour, Forsling Carlson, Kiersted, Ekblad, and Benning on D. Up front, Verhage, Huberto, Vetrano still there, Sarella, Dalpe, Barkov, Bennett, Eponiemi, Smilanic, who was traded to Montreal in the Ben Chiarot trade, Arnquist, Reinhardt, Duclair, Luff, and Owen Tippett, who was traded to Philadelphia in the Claude Giroux trade. In real life, of course, is what I'm referring to. All right. Let's get this season underway, so let's take a look here. Alright, let's get this underway, folks. Looks like we're going to have Matt Murray in net for the first game of the season. We're going to be facing off against Sergei Bobrovsky. And of course, go Sens! Oh, a 5-2 win on the road to start the season. That sounds pretty good to me. We outshot Florida 47-35. Tim Stützle was the first star of the game. He had 4 assists. Drake Batterson was the second star with 2 assists, and Thomas Chabot was the third star with a goal and an assist. Josh Norris opened up the scoring in the first from Tim Stützle and Drake Batterson. Then Lassie Thompson from Tim Stützle and Mason Shaw. Then Florida scored twice. It was tied at 2 after 1. And in the second period, Thomas Chabot scored on the power play from Tim Stützle and Drake Batterson. 3-2 Ottawa after 2. And then in the third period, Eric Brandstrom scored on the power play from Tim Stützle and Thomas Chabot, and then Connor Brown scored 18 seconds later from Nino Niederreiter and Nick Paul. That's a 5-2 victory, folks. Great start to the season here. A 5-2 victory. Brett Connolly is on waivers. Memorable game for Tim Stützle, as we saw he had 4 assists. Good job, Jimmy Stu. And a good game for David Perron as well in St. Louis. He had a hat-trick against the Jets. Alright, so we don't have a whole lot of time to celebrate that win because we are in Tampa Bay to play against the Lightning. Kastelik looks like got hurt in the minors. He's out 2-3 weeks. Let's take a look at the Lightning, see what they've got. Brent Seabrook is, there for cap reasons. They're not even carrying 23 players, so Miftakov and Vasilevsky in net for the Lightning. Ryan McDonough, Day, Edman, Thompson, Sergachev, and Radish on D. Then up front they have Killorn, Lidblom, Boris Kachuk, Tufto, Belmar, Cirelli, Colton, Point, Felhaber, Perry Stamkos, Kucherov, and Radish up front. I think we can take them. Alright, Philip Gustafsson is going to be in net for the second game of this back-to-back. He's going to be facing off against Andrei Vasilevsky. And of course, go Sens! Oh, a 4-3 win in Tampa Bay, so we swept this little Florida trip here. A 4-3 victory in Tampa Bay. I'll take that any day of the week, especially today. The shots were tied, 37 shots apiece. Igor Sokolov was the first star of the game. He scored 2 goals. Ross Colton was the second star with 2 assists, and Dougie Hamilton was the third star with an assist. So Tampa Bay scored first in the first period. Then in the second period, Igor Sokolov tied the game from Shane Pinto and Eric Brandstrom. Then Tampa Bay took the lead again. Then we tied the game again. It was Sokolov again from Tim Stützle and Tyson Jost. It was tied at 2 here after 2. Then in the third period, Josh Norris scored from Drake Batterson and Brady Tkachuk. That was our first lead of the game. Sadly, Tampa Bay tied the game a little bit later, but Nino Niederreiter scored his first as a Senator. That's a game-winning goal from Dougie Hamilton. That was a 4-3 final score here in Tampa Bay. Woo! We are happy. Right, Joseph Labatt has been put on waivers by Anaheim. Oh, Artemi Panarin is hurt for the Rangers. Thankfully, he's only day-to-day. Big game for Max Domi, still in Columbus. He had a hat-trick against the Rangers in that same game. Good night for Sebastian Aho. He had 4 assists against the Wild. Oh, dear God. Washington has put Alex Ovechkin on the trading block. I know the game doesn't know names and everything, but come on. Alright, we're going to go ahead and advance one more day. Then we're going to be hosting the Islanders for our home opener of the season here. Right, Cut and Tony Nato are on waivers. No news other than that. Now let's take a look at the Islanders. Islanders are 1-1 this season. Let's take a look at them. Kiefer Bellows has been put on the injured reserve. He has a concussion. They only have 22 players dressed. Let's see, in net they have Varlamov and Sorokin. On D they have Thomas Hickey, Pelech, Bolduc, Sebastian Ao, the defenseman. Gould, Pollock, and Dobson. Up front they have Matt Martin, Anders Lee, Beauvillier, Tolvanen, Kopanen, Sizikis, Jean-Gabriel Pajot, Brock Nelson, Matt Barzal, Josh Bailey, Palmieri, Smith, and Mason Appleton. Alright, go Suns, go! Our first home game, Sorokin is going to be in net for the Islanders. We're going to go with Matt Murray. Go Suns, go! Oh, we lost 7-4 at home against the Islanders. So we didn't get... Well, I mean, Matt Murray was peppered with shots, so it's hard to tell if, he's really to blame or not. We were outshot 47-37 in that game. Anthony Beauvillier was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 3 assists. Brock Nelson was the second star with 2 goals and 2 assists. And Josh Bailey was the third star with 2 goals and 2 assists as well. Sadly, we are not going for a perfect season. We had 16,198 people in attendance for this game. Islanders scored the first goal of the game. It was 1-0 Islanders. Then in the second period, they scored again, made it 2-0. Then Tim Stützle scored his first of the season from Josh Norris and Drake Batterson. Then Shane Pinto from Lawson Krause and Dougie Hamilton. Then Mason Shaw on the power play from Tim Stützle and Drake Batterson. It was 3-2 Ottawa at that point, but we couldn't hold on to the lead. The Islanders scored 3 straight goals. After that, it was 5-3 Islanders after 2. Tim Stützle brought us back to within 1 with a goal from Drake Batterson and Shane Pinto, but then the Islanders scored 2 more goals, and we lost 7-4. Josh Bailey has reached 1,000 games played against us. Celebrated that with 2 goals and 2 assists. Josh Bailey is 33 and he's still a 3.5 star player. There was no stopping Kirill Kaprizov in Minnesota. He had 4 goals against the Lightning. Gabriel Landeskog is hurt for 5 weeks in Colorado. That's going to hurt them a little. And Martin Cutt was claimed from waivers by the Seattle Kraken. Alright, we have a couple days off and then we're going to be playing the Kraken, who just claimed a player on waivers. Alright, nothing happened. Let's sim one more day. Then we're going to be playing at home against Seattle. It looks like Cruikshank got hurt in Belleville as well. That's a day-to-day injury, so nothing to be too worried about, I wouldn't think. Alright, the Kraken has only played 1 game so far. They are 0-1 this season. Let's take a look at their lineup. No injuries to speak of. They have 22 players on the roster. Philip Grubauer and Chris Dredger in net. Mark Giordano's still there. Jeremy Lauzon's still there. Victor Mete is now in Seattle. Mintyukov, Larson, Alexiak, Aiden Fleury on D. Milan Lucic is now in Seattle. Schwartz, McCann, Gord, Sheehan, Wenberg, Ashiari, Eberly, Ritchie, Donskoy, Yarncroc, Danforth, and Kaut are playing up front. Sorry. Let's see if we can win this game. Chris Dredger is going to be in net for Seattle. Philip Gustafsson back in net for the Suns. Go Suns! Oh, a 9-3 victory. Our offense is pretty good so far this season. I have to say, I'm pretty happy with the kind of results we're getting offensively. We outshot Seattle 39-21 in this 9-3 massacre here at Canadian Tire Center in Ottawa. Josh Norris was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 3 assists. Connor Brown was the second star with a goal and 2 assists. And Drake Batterson was the third star with a goal and 2 assists as well. 15,325 people in attendance for this game. Cal Foot opened up the scoring in the first from Tim Stutzel and Josh Norris. Then Josh Norris scored from Drake Batterson and Eric Brandstrom. Then Seattle scored, and then Brady Tkachuk scored from Drake Batterson and Josh Norris. And then Drake Batterson from Lassie Thompson and Josh Norris. It was 4-1 Sens after 1. Then in the second period, Seattle scored, made it 4-2. Then Eric Brandstrom scored from Mason Shaw and Connor Brown. And then Connor Brown from Mason Shaw and Tim Stutzel. It was 6-2 Sens after 2. Then in the third period, Adam Goddard scored unassisted. Then Lawson Krause from Brady Tkachuk and Nino Niederreiter. And then Mason Shaw from Tim Stutzel and Connor Brown. It was 9-2. Seattle would add one more goal. It was 9-3. But yeah, that was way too little, way too late. A nice 9-3 victory for the Sens here. Cal Foot improves at left defense. I have a lot of right shots on D to start the season. Alright, looks like we have a couple days off, and then we're going to be playing Columbus still at home. So we have 2 more home games before we hit the road, and we go west. Go west when the skies are blue. Oh. Not a singer. And I keep proving it over and over again. Alright, Mac Hollowell has been put on waivers. Jesperi Kotkaniemi as well. Andrew House Johnson and Eric Gustafson. Alright, so we just saw that Eric Gustafson has been put on waivers. Andrew House Johnson as well. Kotkaniemi, so all the news were about the players put on waivers that I just looked at, except for Hollowell. No news were generated for him. Columbus is in town now. They are 1-0-1. That's good for 11th in the East. Let's take a look at their record. Their roster. They only have 21 players on their roster. Right, so Merzlikins and Korpisalo in net. On D, they have Beiruther, Butcher, Werenski, Bean, Gleason, Boquist, and Peak. Up front, they have Nyquist, Domi, Texier, Liney, Jenner, Corrali, Wright, Roslovich, Sillinger, Voracek, Chinakov, and Bjorkstrand. Right, and of course, hopefully we win. Merzlikins in net for Columbus. Philip Gustafson back in net for the Sens. He did win the last game. And of course, go Sens. Oh, another high-scoring game for the Sens. We did win, but defensively, maybe not that great. We won 8-7 against Columbus. Lots of goals to start this season. We were outshot 56-43 in this game. Brady Tkachuk was the first star of the game. He had 3 goals and an assist. Jack Roslovich was the second star with 3 goals, and Artem Zub was the third star with an assist. 17,000 people on the dot in attendance. Columbus opened up the scoring in the first. They scored twice. Then Tim Stutzel scored from Mason Shaw and Thomas Chabot. Then Columbus scored again. Then Brady Tkachuk scored short-handed from Lawson Krause and Dougie Hamilton. Then Columbus scored again. It was 4-2 Columbus after 1. Then in the second period, Tim Stutzel scored from Connor Brown and Mason Shaw. It was 4-3 Columbus at that point. Then Columbus scored again, made it 5-3. Then we tied the game. Brady Tkachuk from Drake Batterson and Eric Brandstrom, and then Adam Goddard from Nino Niederreiter and Artem Zub. It was tied at 5 after 2. Then in the third period, Brady Tkachuk gave us the lead. That was his third of the game. His hat-trick goal from Adam Goddett and Lassie Thompson. Then Mason Shaw from Tim Stutzel and Connor Brown. And then Dougie Hamilton from Brady Tkachuk and Josh Norris. 8-5 Ottawa at that point. Columbus crept back into it with 2 goals with 4:59 left to go in the third period, but they just couldn't tie the game, and we held on to the 1-goal lead with an 8-7 win. So a game with 2 hat-tricks from 2 different players on 2 different teams. There was no stopping Jack Roslovich, 3 goals as we saw. Brady Tkachuk, 3 goals and an assist as we saw as well. Sebastian Aho had a great game. He had 3 goals and 3 assists against the Rangers. Pretty good game for him as well. Alwell was picked up off waivers from the Blackhawks. And Detroit is looking to trade Patrick Kane. They just acquired him last year. And they're already trying to flip him. Alright, we have a day off, and then we're going to be playing our last home game of this stream here before we hit the road. And it's going to be against the Bruins. Alright, no news here. So the Bruins are 3-1. They're third in the East. Let's take a look at their lineup over here. Only 22 players on the roster. Jeremy Swayman and Linus Ullmark are in net. Akan, Gerzalchuk, Forbort, Mike Riley, Falk, McAvoy, and Brandon Carlo on D. Up front they have Taylor, Marchand, Trent Frederick, DeBrusque, Bergeron, Coyle, Nosek, Hughes, Asselin, Lewis Terainen, Smith, Pasternak, and Fisher. Alright, Jeremy Swayman is going to be in net for Boston. We're going to go with Philip Gustafsson, and of course, go Sens. Oh, we lost this game 6-4. The Bruins are a little too strong for us. We were outshot 38-29 in this game. David Pasternak was the first star of the game. He had 3 goals and an assist. Mason Shaw was the second star with 2 goals, and Charlie Coyle was the third star with 2 assists. 15,891 people in attendance for the game. Bruins scored 3 straight goals in the first period. Then Nino Niedreiter scored from Igor Sokolov and Nick Olden. It was 3-1 Boston. Boston added 1 more goal. 14 seconds later, Mason Shaw scored from Connor Brown and Dougie Hamilton. 4-2 Boston after 1. Then in the second period, Mason Shaw scored his 5th on the power play from Eric Brandstrom and Thomas Chabot. It was 4-3 Boston, but they scored another goal. It was 5-3 after 2. In the third period, we came back to within 1 again. Brady Tkachuk scored his 5th from Drake Batterson and Josh Norris. But then Boston scored again, made it 6-4, and that was the end of the game. Alright, so we have faced defeat here. Lots of news. What the hell is going on? Alright, strong night for David Pasternak. As we saw, he had 3 goals and an assist against us. Jean-Gabriel Pajot is suspended with the Islanders. He's going to miss 3 games. Nicholas Backstrom in Washington got 750 assists in his career with 2 assists against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Nicholas Backstrom is 34 and he is a 3-star player. TJ Oshie in that same game had a good game. He had 3 goals and an assist against the Lightning. Alex Ovechkin extends his goal streak to 5 games with 2 goals and 2 assists in that same game. Andrei Svechnikov extends his goal streak to 5 games with a goal against Columbus. And a night to remember for Alexis Lafreniere. He had a hat-trick, 3 goals against the Wild. Alright, we have a couple days off, and then we're going to be in San Jose to play against the Sharks. Alright, we are in San Jose to play the Sharks. They are 3-3 this season. Let's take a look at their lineup. No injuries. James Reimer and Aiden Hill in net. On D, they have Mario Ferraro, Simek Mahura, Burns Carlson, Josh Manson, Nutivara. Then up front they have Stefan Matteau, Dallin Gadjovic, Bonino, Kucher, Bardro, Shore, Hertel, Peterson, Gregor, Kevin LeBanc, Timo Meyer, Nick Merkley, and Rudolph Balsers. Philip Gustafsson in net for the Sens, James Reimer in net for the Sharks. Go Sens, go! A 5-4 win in overtime/shootout. Alright, another W for the Sens. We outshot San Jose 45-42. Tim Stutzel was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Rudolph Balsers was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Thomas Chabot was the third star with a goal. Alright, so Thomas Chabot opened up the scoring in the first. That was an unassisted goal. Then San Jose scored twice, made it 2-1 San Jose. Then Mason Shaw scored on a power play to tie the game. That was unassisted as well. 2-2 after one. Then in the second period, San Jose took a 3-2 lead, which they took into the third period, where Connor Brown tied the game from Tim Stutzel and Cal Foot. Then San Jose took the lead again, and then Lassie Thompson tied us up with 28 seconds left to go in the third period from Igor Sokolov and Adam Goddett. That went in overtime, and in overtime your hero today was Tim Stutzel with his 5th of the season from Brady Tkachuk. 5-4 Sens victory. Oh yeah. Patrick Nemeth has been put on waivers. Mason Shaw extends his goal streak to 5 games, so Mason Shaw scored in a 5th straight game for us. TJ Oshie extends his goal streak to 5 games as well, with a goal and an assist against the Kings. And Alex Ovechkin extends his goal streak to 6 games with 2 goals in that same game. Alright, we're going to go ahead and advance one day, and then we're going to be in Seattle to play against the Kraken, which we have already faced this season. That's going to be our final meeting against them, unless something's broke with the schedule. Alexander Barkov is out of the lineup. He is day-to-day in Florida, so shouldn't be too devastating for them. Trevor Zegras extends his goal streak to 5 games with a goal against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Alright, we are in Seattle. Seattle is now 1-4-1. We destroyed them 9-3 at home not too long ago. Let's see if we can beat them again, this time on their own ice. Philip Gustafsson back, and it looks like Gustafsson took the starting job here. He's going to be facing off against Chris Dredger. Go Sens, go! 4-0 win. First shutout of the season for Philip Gustafsson. We outshot Seattle 31-25. Tim Stutzel was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 2 assists. Connor Brown was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Eric Brandstrom was the third star with an assist as well. Brady Tkachuk opened up the scoring in the first period from Lawson Krause and Tim Stutzel. Then Nino Niedreiter from Adam Goddett and Igor Sokolov. And then Connor Brown from Mason Shaw and Tim Stutzel. It was 3-0 Sens after one. Then in the second period, Tim Stutzel scored from Eric Brandstrom and Connor Brown. It was 4-0 for the Sens. And then we had a fight in the third period between Jeremy Lauzon and Cal Foot, and that was that. A nice 4-0 victory on the road here. Now we're moving back to Canada. We're going to be playing in Western Canada against the Oilers and the Flames. Maybe not in that order. Yeah, it's the Flames and the Oilers. Travis Sanheim has been put... Oh. Can I afford him? Oh, that's not what I want. Yeah, I do have some room. Oh, what about contracts though? Oh yeah. Let's pick up Sanheim. Alright, Ryan Hartman lights the lamp. From Minnesota, he had 3 goals and 2 assists against Buffalo in a 12-3 1980s type of game. Memorable game for Jordan Greenway. In that same game, he had a goal and 4 assists. Darnell Nurse is injured in Edmonton. He's going to miss 4 weeks. That happened against the Lightning. Travis Sanheim has been put on waivers by the Flyers. Washington might be looking to move John Carlson. Oh, so not only are they trying to move on from Alex Ovechkin, but now they're also trying to trade John Carlson. Let me package you a package deal here for Ovechkin and John Carlson. No one could stop Trent Frederic. He had 3 goals and 2 assists in Boston against Toronto. And I did win my claim on Sanheim. And I'm going to waive Nick Holden. I like Nick Holden, but he's, you know, not as good. There we go. And now we're in Calgary to play against the Flames. Flames are 2-4-1 this season. Let's take a look at their lineup. They do have Matthew Tkachuk that's hurt, so I guess they're not talking on the broadcast nonstop about, you know, the head-to-head against the brothers like they always do. Right, in net, they have Markstrom and Vladar. On D, they have Anifin, Shillington, Johansson, Selgren, Tanev, Anderson, Vince Dunn, and Ryan Murray. Up front, they have Johnny Gaudreau, Blake Coleman, Dylan Dubé, Beck, Pelletier, Backlund, Lindholm, Hawkins, Monahan, Emilio Peterson, Mangiapane, Ruzicka, and Tulola. Alright. Let's see if we can beat the Flames. Philip Gustafsson still in net for us. Dan Vladar in net for the Flames. And of course, go Sens go. Let's get another road win here. We lost 3-0. What the hell? We outshot Calgary 36-34. Dan Vladar, first star, of course, 36 saves. That's pretty good. Johnny Gaudreau was the second star with 2 assists. And Selgren was the third star with a goal. Not a whole lot to talk about because we didn't score, so unless there was a fight, which there was not, then we don't have a whole lot to talk about. Alright, we're moving here to the next game, which is the last one in October. We're going to be in Edmonton for Halloween night. Oh, Mason shows day to day. Austin Matthews extends his go streak to 5 games. He had a goal against Detroit. Red light stays on for Ryan Spooner in Dallas. He had a hat trick against the Rangers. Avalanche lose Rantanen to quadriceps strain, out for 2 weeks. So they are without Landeskog and Rantanen for a little bit. And last game of the month, we are in Edmonton. Edmonton is also having a good season. They are 6-2-1 so far. They do have Darnell Nurse and Oscar Clefbaum hurt, so those 2 defensemen are not going to play. Koskinen and Skinner in net for the Oilers. Samorukov, Kukuk, Broberg, Barry, Berglund, Bouchard, and William Lagesson on D. Warren Fogle, Draisaitl, Hyman, Rasmussen, Nugent Hopkins, Ryan, McDavid, Marody, McLeod, Lizotte, Lavoie, Kane, Perlini, and Puljujärvi are going to be up front. Matt Murray is going to be in net for the Sens. Stuart Skinner is going to be in net for the Oilers. Go Sens! And we won 3-1, so we end the month on a good note. Oh yeah, we outshot Edmonton 51-28 in that one. Josh Norris was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Samorukov was the second star with an assist, and Brady Tkachuk was the third star with a goal and an assist. Brady Tkachuk scored from Josh Norris and Travis Sanheim. Thomas Chabot scored on the power play from Igor Sokolov. 2-0 Sens after 1. In the second period, Edmonton cut the lead in half. It was 2-1 Ottawa. Then in the third period, Drake Batterson scored from Brady Tkachuk and Josh Norris. It was a 3-1 victory for the Sens. Alright, suspension over for Pajot. Back in the lineup for the Islanders. The top-selling Ottawa Senators jerseys for October: Matt Murray, Thomas Chabot, Doug Hamilton, Nino Niederreiter, and Philip Gustafsson. Still no love for Stützle, Brady Tkachuk, Batterson, Norris, none of those guys. Development report that I like to look at, so please give me a second. Alright. Alright, the top selling jerseys in October in the entire NHL. Austin Matthews is first, no Sens in the top 20. And the players of the month were Kirill Kaprizov and Robin Lehner. Alright, so you might be completely taken by surprise to see that at the end of the first month of the season in 2022-2023, the Ottawa Senators are first in the East with 14 points. We did play more games than anybody else, though. So everybody's got games on us, but it's kind of nice to see us atop. Let's take a look at the standings. Alright, so... Oh, it's tough for the Rangers, and The Panther. Ooh, the Panthers are terrible. They only have 4 points. Only team that's worse than them are the Kings. The Kings are also terrible. They only have 1 win and 7 losses. Yeah, a few really bad starts there in the league, that's for sure. Let's take a look at stats. Alright, so our leader offensively is Tim Stutzel with 19 points in 10 games. Brady Tkachuk is 12 in 10. Mason Shaw 12 in 8. Batterson 12 in 10. Josh Norris 11 in 10. Connor Brown 10 in 10. Our best defenseman is Brandstrom with 7 points in 10 games, and then it goes down from there. So offensively we've been doing pretty good, but we did have some lapses defensively as well. I'm hoping that picking up Sanheim is gonna help with that. Let's see, in the entire league, the best goal scorer is David Pasternak with 10 goals in the month of October. Tim Stutzel is the best passer with 13 assists in October. He's also the best scorer in the league. Tim Stutzel, after 1 month in 2022-2023, is the best scorer in the league with 19 points in 10 games. Sorry. And he's followed by Sebastian Au with 17 points, so he has a 2-point lead. Wow, we haven't seen that with one of our players at the top like that. All right, let's take a look at the goaltending. Are we going to be in there? Let's see. No. Yeah, we're not there in the categories that really matter. Yep, not quite there. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and save this game. We are doing pretty good so far. Now, who knows what's in store for us for the future, but for now, we are doing pretty alright. Next time out, we're gonna be playing November, and hopefully we can keep our lead in the league. Now, raise your hand if you had foreseen the Sens being first in the East at the end of this month. I'm not raising my hand. I did not see that happen, but I'm still a strong believer that I'm making it to the Stanley Cup Finals. Dare to dream, or something. But anyway, so that's it for today, folks. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. As usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in. If you're catching this on YouTube later and that you like the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you folks next time. Thank you.